Hello everyone, welcome back to IMS BBA YouTube channel. Today we are just 30 days away from IPMET Rohtak examination. As you know, IIM Rohtak has already announced that they are increasing the seats for their IPM program this year. A right strategy and a perfect preparation plan can help you secure one of those seats. Now, in this video, we will be looking at the previous year's paper pattern, also the cutoff for past 3 years and the trend in that cutoff, as well as what is the ideal preparation plan for each and every section. Starting with the paper pattern. Since the inception of IPMET Rohtak test, they have followed the same paper pattern where you have 40 questions in quants, 40 questions in logical reasoning and 40 questions in verbal. Important thing to note that every year when IIM Rohtak releases their notification, they indicate that there is going to be a sectional time limit of 40 minutes. But whenever students have written the test on that day, they never encountered a sectional time limit. There was only an overall time limit of 120 minutes. Hence, it is advised that this year, when you will be writing the examination before the test begins, read the instructions carefully. Marking scheme is similar to IPMET Indore, where every correct answer gives you +4, but every wrong answer gives you -1. Now, the major difference between the two examinations, where IPMET Indore has sectional cutoff, IPMET Rohtak does not have a sectional cutoff, there is only an overall cutoff. Now, when we are on cutoffs, in 2022, in the general category, the overall cutoff was 306 marks. In 2023, the same cutoff increased to 409 marks, more than 100 mark increase. Now in 2024, again it came down to 301, again a decrease of more than 100 marks. Now this trend was across each and every category also for that particular year. Now, important thing to note and one of the key lessons in this particular trends, you should always expect the unexpected. Attempt the paper to its merit. Don't go with a mindset or with a predetermined cutoff in your heads and where you just try to make extra attempts even though if paper is difficult, or you make very relatively low attempts even if paper is very easy. Hence, it is advised always attempt a paper to its merit. I would advise you that you pause the video for 1 second, take a screenshot of this table so that you have your goals and targets in your mind. Again, don't predetermine a cutoff and go in the examination, but always it is better to have a goal in the mind. Now, what should be the strategy to ace this test? First, important thing to understand that this is an examination of speed as well as accuracy. You need to be very quick across each and every section throughout the paper. But you need to make sure that when you're moving so quickly, you have not compromised on your accuracy because this paper also has negative marking. Now, you can always focus on your sections which are your strengths, and you need to aim to score big in that particular section since there is no sectional cutoff but only an overall cutoff. Effective time management has always been a key to ace this particular examination. Ideally, you should attempt 100 plus questions where your accuracy is not less than 90%. Like I discussed earlier during cutoffs, that you need to adjust to the difficulty of the exam and attempt the paper to its merit. Now, how can you prepare yourself better for this test? Minimum you should take 7 plus SIM IPMET Rohtak mocks, and just taking mock is never enough. You need to thoroughly analyze each and every mock. Inside the mock, thoroughly analyze each and every section, each and every question. Identify where you are making mistakes. Even if you are getting something correct, you need to identify if it was using the best approach. This thorough analysis will create the major difference on the main day. Now, let us look at the quant section and the weightage and breakup of questions across this particular section. Now, every year, arithmetic module has 18 to 24 questions in IPMET Rohtak test. Numbers module has 4 to 6 questions. Between these two modules, more than 50% of the section gets covered. These questions are also easy. Some of the questions in arithmetic are directly based on formula. You need to do enough practice so that you can aim at this ideal accuracy of 100% across these two modules. Then you have 4 to 6 questions across geometry, 6 to 12 questions across modern math, where in modern math questions are from permutation, combination, set theory as well as probability. Here few of the questions are tricky. Important thing is that you avoid those tricky questions. You don't waste your time, so that you have not compromised your accuracy also, plus you have not wasted time, so you have enough time for the easier questions. In algebra, we only get 2 to 3 questions in IPMET Rohtak in the past few years. So comparatively, it has the least weightage compared to the other modules. Now, in verbal ability, you have 9 to 12 questions across reading comprehension, 11 to 13 questions from vocabulary. So you need to make sure that you have a good vocabulary and you have been doing your vocabulary well on daily basis. Now, for parajumbles, you have 3 to 4 questions. Parajumbles are basically questions where you will be given 4 sentences. You need to arrange those 4 sentences in a particular order so that you have a meaningful paragraph. These questions can be answered easily if you take your help of your options. 4 to 7 questions are from sentence completion and sentence corrections. Now, the remaining 8 to 10 questions are from grammar. They are fill in the blanks kind of questions based on basic concepts of your grammar. Now, verbal ability is a section where you have subjectivity. We have seen so many times where students encounter a question where two options can be eliminated easily, but still they are confused between the two options. Now, because of this subjectivity, ideal accuracy across each and every topic is 90%. If you can manage 100% accuracy, it is an awesome job. But ideally, a 90% accuracy should be maintained. Now, coming to logical reasoning, you don't have any data interpretation in IPMET Rohtak. Now, in logical reasoning, coding, decoding, and blood relations, you get 5 to 6 very easy questions. You can aim for 100% accuracy, get everything correct. Arrangements and puzzles, you have different arrangements like linear, circular, matrix. You have sets on puzzles, 12 to 14 questions across 3 to 4 sets, and again easy sets you can ideally get 100% accuracy here. Now, you have 13 to 15 questions which are based on miscellaneous puzzles. What are these miscellaneous puzzles? You have analogies, sequences, series, finding the odd one out, then few questions on clocks, few questions on calendars. Here, because you don't have enough practice or some of these questions are genuinely very tricky, 95% accuracy is ideal. Again, we have 9 to 10 questions on verbal reasoning, where you have questions based on inferences, assumptions, basically revolving around your critical thinking ability. Again, because it is verbal, there is some sort of subjectivity involved. So ideally, a 90% accuracy is a good accuracy to go about these questions. Let us look at what you can do on daily basis for this next 30 days. Now, for quants, every day you must solve 30 questions. But you should solve these questions with a timer of 45 minutes so that you are also working on your speed when you are working on your concepts. Now, daily when I am saying 30 questions, you can also create a plan where every alternate day you are making sure to practice questions from arithmetic and numbers, because that is 50% weightage in your quant section. On the remaining days, you can focus on the other 3 modules, which is geometry and algebra as well as your modern math. For verbal ability, daily you must practice 2 reading comprehensions, 5 questions from grammars, 5 parajumbles, 5 on sentence completion as well as correction, but most important, you should learn 20 new words daily. Now, for this next 30 days, even if you are learning 20 words daily, you have learned 600 new words, which has helped you improve your vocabulary. Now, for logical reasoning, You should do 5 coding, decoding every day, 5 from family tree and blood relations, minimum 2 sets of arrangements and puzzles. Again, emphasis on minimum. You can practice more. 10 questions on verbal reasoning, 5 questions from clocks, calendars, analogies, all your miscellaneous puzzle kinds of questions. Now, even here, you should do a timed practice where for 2 sets, you should ideally put a timer of 6 minutes. Aim to get each and every question correct. If not, get very high accuracy, at least close to 95%. For all the other remaining questions, put a total timer of 40 minutes. Aim to get maximum questions correct so that you are working on your speed when you are practicing each and every day. Now, let us look at the weekly plan for the next 30 days. Where on week 1, you will be writing a sim IPMAT Rohtak mock, and after writing a mock, you will do a thorough analysis of this particular mock. From Tuesday to Sunday, in the first week, we will just week on our weak areas. Now, when we are working on our weak areas, we will be doing enough sums. We will be also revisiting core concepts on the chapters where we lack some foundational knowledge. As well as I would recommend that during this week, you also memorize your squares, your cubes, your tables, your factorial, so that it can help you increase the speed of your calculation. Starting of week 2, again on a Monday, we write our mock. After we have written our mock, on Tuesday and Wednesday, we actually now sit and identify our strengths and weaknesses across each and every section. For example, when you have written the mock, so you can identify ki, okay, I am writing my quant section. In the quant section, again and again, I am getting a sum, let us say from cyclicity and remainder wrong, which means that it becomes your weakness. But every time I attempted a question on percentages, I got it right, which is your strength. So this way you can identify each and every strength and weakness, and you can now spend enough time on your weaknesses where making sure that you have not compromised on your strengths in the coming mocks. Again on Thursday we write our mock, we thoroughly analyze, we identify first thing that did we make good use of our strengths and did we get a overall boost in our score or not, and then again we create a list of our strengths and weaknesses. Coming to week 3, we write a mock. After writing a mock, this time we finalize our strategy. Now when you have written this mock in week 3, before that we have written 3 more mocks. So now you have enough data to identify that in which section you have been scoring more, in which section you are scoring less, how much time would you need ideally to boost your score in that particular section, and this is the strategy which will be personalized from student to student. So on Tuesday and Wednesday you need to sit and finalize your strategy. Along with this, definitely you should practice sums on your weak areas, but finalizing strategy is very important because a correct strategy is the only way to ace this aptitude test. On Thursday, we again write a mock based on a new strategy. We see whether that strategy has worked out, whether a score has increased, remained same, went down. So then again on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, we can tweak our strategy and make it more refined. Now week 4, we will again write a mock. After we have written a mock, we will analyze it. On Tuesday, we'll just sit to boost our overall score. Whatever mistakes we have done, we'll try to counter each and every mistake and make sure that we are boosting our score. On Wednesday, based on the revised strategy and new learnings from Tuesday, we write a mock. We see whether we have improved the score or not. If we have improved the overall score, then again on Thursday we find what can be the ways to increase this score further. Then Friday you write your final mock. Now when we have written this mock, again we will sit, analyze, repeat the same activity. On Saturday you will actually create the final strategy which you will be attempting on your main day. Again, remember that we have to attempt the paper to its merit, but that does not mean that we don't keep a strategy ready. So always keep a great strategy in your hand. After that, you can also spend some time on Saturday to revise all the concepts as your final revision. Sunday, ideally, the last day before your examination. my recommendation, advice to all my students is always just to rest. Take a good sleep, eat good food, don't have any stress, believe in yourself, because even if you have followed this 30-day plan perfectly, you have taken what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have taken 8 mocks in just span of 30 days. If you have done thorough analysis, you have actually identified all your strengths and weaknesses. And if you have been honest in your preparation, you should be confident that you will ace this test. So Sunday is your final rest day. Now, all the best for this particular examination. This was a 30-day plan for IPMAT Rohtak. Make sure to subscribe to our channel so that you can be updated with such informative videos on daily basis. As well as if you have any further doubts regarding your IPMAT Rohtak preparation, make sure to put it in our comment section. Our team will definitely get back to you with the right answers.